What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Pound for Pound. I am the Nigerian Nightmare Kamaru Usman.
Triple C Henry Cejudo.
And we are back with another episode for you guys.
A Shadowline production.
Guys, a lot has been happening, Henry. You went on vacation and everything. Did you go on a horsey ride on your vacation? I'm sure you did everything.
Staycation. Did a little bit of everything.
Staycation. Did you go outside the country?
Actually, that's right.
That's not a staycation, Henry. That's a vacation. You went outside the country. How was that?
I think I'm still jet lagged, dude, to be quite honest with you, man. But it was fun, man. It was fun. Portugal. Spent a good 10 days in Portugal. It was nice. It's different than the US, man. The one thing I will say about Portugal, it's not very kid friendly.
Really?
Yeah, because you have like buildings, like the streets right here, the houses like right there, like you have like houses like on a freeway,
Really?
without any rails and shit. So I'm just like, man, it's like my daughter ain't going outside, dude. She ain't playing outside here. So we had to go to the park or whatnot. So
yeah, well, I'm sure there's stuff outside of the. You were in the city.
City, little town, but it's all kind of like that.
Mm.
Like the whole city's kind of, they're all around the roads, like the freaking Autobahn kind of type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
They say it's a romantic city. So did you come back with a present? You gotta get another one or no?
I don't kiss and tell, dude. I don't kiss.
All right, Henry. A lot has been going on, obviously, in the mixed martial arts world, obviously in the sports world, not just mixed martial arts, but this past weekend, we had an amazing performance again by the UFC heavyweight knockout leader, Mr. Derek Lewis.
Yeah, his balls are hot.
And of course, in Black Beast fashion, he gets the KO, finishes, does the swamp monster, whatever you call that, and then he gets up and wow, they should have known what was coming. All right, in the middle, just undresses, decides, you know what? This is, oh, wow.
Oh, damn. Like that.
The ultimate level of disrespect.
He put some of that secret juice on him.
But I would have to say, you can take that, as a competitor, I'm like, that's the ultimate level of disrespect. You fanning me off like that. But at the same time, Derek Lewis might have not meant nothing by that. He was just like, let me cool him off. He out, he asleep. Let me give him some air. He needs some air so he can wake up and be okay.
Shit, I wake up from that, dude. I'm cold cocking this dude.
How? Hey,
I'm cold cocking him.
You ready to fight, right? You ready to fight when you wake up?
Yeah, because it's like, as you said, man, it is. I get it. It kind of trying to be comedic or whatnot. It's funny for us, but for the fighter, if you put yourself in his position, like the dude just fatty.
The funny thing is it's crazy how like big men always have that crack showing, right? Pause. It's just a hint of crack in the shorts, in the. I'm like, come on, like, can we these apparel companies creating these apparel? Like, let's just make the waistband for the big man. Let's just make the waistband a little bit, higher, so we don't get that hint of crack.
Yeah, or maybe it's Derek Lewis, man. Maybe he's sagging. He's probably sagging in the cage, dude. But either way, Kamaru, that shit's hilarious. It's funny. I wouldn't want to be his opponent. Like I said, I wake up, I'm cold cocking this dude.
Now moving on, I guess Dana touched a little bit about this. Obviously, where the UFC is in partnership with WWE now, to where we're in the TKO family. So, 1000%, especially a guy like Derek Lewis, who is so entertaining. Not only does he deliver the knockouts, but his post-fight speeches are some of the best out there. And, that's a guy that I think could do very well crossing over with, to WWE, because, first of all, we're already a part of the TKO family. But I think, that's a guy that could do very, very well over there. Go over there, Rikishi style, knock somebody out, tell him his balls was hot. What you think, Henry?
Damn.
I mean, I like
Rakishi,
it.
hold on. Oh, Rakishi was the dude
Remember
with the
Rakishi?
big old thong. Was that the
Yeah,
dude with the big old thong?
Rakishi.
He had to start sitting.
Rakishi's with
Start sitting on
the
people.
sumo whatever you call
The
that.
sumo thong.
My man,
Let
Rakishi.
me see
I think
that
he's I
thong.
think he's from the what is he? Is he Samoan
Is that why you did it, Kamar? You want to see his
or
thong? You want to
Tongan
see
or
this dude in a
something?
thong, bro?
Nah, I'm just saying Rakishi was an entertainer. I mean,
Yeah.
it's only WWE can you create a character like that to where you can not only can you wrestle very very well, but you can go out there and be that character and be an entertainer. And a lot of people loved Rikishi, including myself, when Rikishi was wrestling. So I mean, I think a guy like Derek Lewis with how he is already, I think that's a good guy that could cross
Yeah,
over
yeah,
and
it's
do a great
crazy,
job.
crazy to see him in that sumo thong. But yeah, I think there's a lot of,
Pause.
opportunities. I think there's a lot of opportunities, especially when people start talking about this thing, and particularly when you get the approval from the boss, from Dana White, it lets you know that hey, there's a transition coming. Like, okay, man, you can, and obviously the right transition, from the UFC to the WWE and vice versa. I think Derek Lewis and a lot of guys in the UFC would make that transition. We saw Ronda Rousey do it. We saw there's been a lot of we saw Frank Shamrock back in the day. There's a lot of former UFC fighters that went into the WWE. So I like it. I think Derek Lewis understands he's playing it. He got a response from the boss. And I think if I was Derek Lewis, I mean the nickname that I would think about maybe giving him is the Balls of Fury. What do you think?
I like it. I like it. I don't know if that's patented already or copyright, but I like it. Now I got a question for you. With that, what do you think is easier? Do you think it's easier for WWE or WWE wrestlers to make the transition over to mixed martial arts, or do you think it's easier for mixed martial artists, to make the transition over to
Well, one,
WWE?
you have to be a fan of the game. You have to be a fan of the WWE and vice versa.
But what do you think is easier?
Probably the mixed martial artists going over to the WWE. Just for the simple fact that, we all kind of carry a persona. We kind of like to, put a little bit more cream on the tacos. And that just for the WWE,
Pause.
you might want to add a little bit more of that as a fighter. Like you can still be who you are, create that character, but really, times it times 20. And I think that's partially what would make it. Ronda Rousey has been a proven person to his transition, has made I mean, talk about a natural. It's the same thing, man. She was able to take a little bit of that bad girl that she is and then up it up a little notch more in the WWE.
Okay, I get that. As far as the persona is, wow. As far as the persona is concerned, but I'm not talking just the persona. I'm talking about what makes it difficult. What makes it WWE? Yes, you can have the persona, but if you can't wrestle, you're not going to be great. And from what I've heard around, which obviously, I love Ronda, what she's done for martial art, for mixed martial arts, for women's mixed martial arts, and also in wrestling. But everything, and I'm a fan of hers, but everything that I've heard is that she wasn't that great at wrestling. From her peers, from everything that I've kind of been seeing, is that just exactly that. So, what's easier, making the transition to wrestling, or wrestlers making the transition to fighting?
Yeah, well, the easier part, the hard. I mean, if you want to go the route of what's harder on your body, WWE.
Which one is easier to make the transition into?
Yeah,
I am a
a
fighter.
mixed martial artist into the WWE for sure.
Why?
Because we grew up watching this shit. Like at least I did. Oh, you did. Everybody somewhat that's an American fighter grew up watching Stone Cold, grew up watching The Rock, and it's just like it's just acting, dude. Like it's acting and using that ability. And man, I can do a lot of that stuff. Like the Rey Mysterio, like man, when I was a kid, like me and my brother used to do all that stuff, like all those flips and all that without being taught.
Really?
Yeah.
You can do a
So
backflip right now.
yeah,
I'll put you on the spot right now. You can do a
let's
backflip right
do
now.
it.
You can do a backflip.
Yeah, let's
Really?
do it.
Henry, you do a
Let's
backflip.
do it. I'll do it off of this thing.
You get
Justin
Henry,
Gaethje style.
you could do a backflip right now.
Justin Gaethje style.
I can't do no backflip. I mean, I probably could if there was money on the line, I probably would, but not just by myself. I'm not out here flipping like that.
But it's a real transition though, Kamaru. Like you think about guys like Max Holloway. You think of those it guys who are well known in the UFC. Like their next transition into this next phase of their career could be the WWE.
I don't know about that.
Would you like to do it?
But I don't know about that.
Would you do it, Kush?
But no, to be honest, I agree with you, Henry. I do think it's an easier transition to go over to for us as fighters to go over to WWE for the sheer fact of it's. And my brother, actually, my little brother Muhammad, who's also a fighter in the UFC heavyweight, he also he did try out for NX, I think NXT is what it's called. He tried out for the WWE, and that was because he was in the crossroads. He was leaving football, and
he was a big dude too.
Yeah, he was leaving football
fucking
and trying to decide, I want to continue to compete. Do I go into MMA or do I go into WWE? Because he had an invitation to go over there and try out. And so he went and tried out, and he was just like, nah, I don't want to do that because
it's too hard.
Because it's not even that it's too
travel.
hard. He's like, it's a difference. You're letting the damage happen as opposed to when in MMA, you can defend yourself and actually fight. But there you have to learn the choreography of letting the damage happen. You have to learn how to let them slam you off the top turnbuckle. You have to learn how to let them hit you with the chair.
Yeah.
You have to learn all that.
And then not try to get emotional because they say American wrestlers are so fucking aggressive that when they go overseas, I don't know if you want to look that up, like what the
You talking
Japanese
WWE wrestlers, or are you talking about
American wrestlers, yeah, because they're super
collegiate
physical.
wrestling?
No. WWE wrestlers are so physical that there's been fights to break out when they've gone over to Japan, like legit, like fights,
Really?
like inside, like no more acting, like they're going blue.
Yeah.
Like it turned into a.
I think it's that it's you are right. It's part acting, is learning how to, and I don't want to use the word acting because even though we know it is, I don't want to seem disrespectful to the WWE community because I do think it's an art of what they do, to be able to put on that storyline, to play the character, to do the whole shebang from start to finish. No wonder a lot of them can transition and be good movie stars.
Yeah.
You see it with The Rock. You see it with Stone Cold. You see it with The Big Show. You see it with John Cena. You see it with Batista. All these guys are able to make that transition over.
But let me talk about something too, Kamar. We talked about it before. Did you see Gable Stevenson get cut by the WWE?
He got cut.
He got cut, dude. He got cut.
Why?
So I don't know. He probably didn't fit the mold. Like he probably wasn't as good as he thought he was, and they probably just said, "Hey, you know what, dude? Like this ain't cutting it." And they cut him like a week or so, or right after the Olympic trials, dude.
Right after the trials?
Right after or right before. The news came out right after the Olympic trials, but it could have been before.
So did he not get a shot to try out?
He did not get a chance to try out. So man, he's no longer with the WWE. So now he's looking at different gyms.
If I'm USA Wrestling, I'm bringing him in and letting him have a special wrestle off with the heavyweight.
Yeah, but that ain't happening.
But on circumstances like this, do you not think that's something that should happen?
I wouldn't be opposed to it. I agree with you.
I mean,
I agree with you. I think he still has a talent to make the team, and not just make the team, but actually win a gold medal again.
100%.
I think at this, bro.
100%. I think at times like that, it's you want to send the best guy to represent your country, but not necessarily the best. Not only the best guy, you want to make it into where it's a fair assessment. So I do understand how it would kind of hurt it would hurt it being completely fair because the rest of the guys had to battle through the tournament to get to challenge for that spot. But there is also exemptions for Olympic champions.
Yeah, but Kamara, I also feel like maybe this is his destiny. Maybe him doing the WWE stuff wasn't for him. I think maybe he's not done competing. Whether that's going back to freestyle wrestling or that's maybe trying out the sport of mixed martial arts. I feel like he's too talented right now. I think he could always a big guy like that. He could always go to the WWE. But if I'm in his position, if I'm in his shoes, I would find this thing as a blessing. It sucks that they probably kind of pulled the rug underneath them, and particularly getting that close to the Olympic trials. Like they could have just said they could have given him a month or two. It's like, hey man, this isn't working out. Deuces, like
I
peace.
know.
But we talked about it last time. Remember what I told you, Kamar?
You
You talked
did.
about the money. Well, it pays, but at times, now he cannot go back and try to make history as becoming the two-time Olympic champion.
I mean, he could if he just goes the Olympic cycle, does the cycle, and tries to make it back there. But which there's plenty of time for that. He's still a young guy, young man. All right, Henry. Before we get to our next amazing guest that we have, big announcement. I don't know if you heard, Henry. Big announcement. We have just partnered with Underdog Fantasy. Ah, that's what I'm talking about. Huge news for us, of course. Henry, Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. I mean, playing their pickup game is as simple as selecting higher or lower on player stats like significant strikes or takedowns. Make entries of all MMA picks or mix and match and include some of your favorite fighters. Underdog has one of the biggest offering in the MMA game, and you can win up to 100 times, said times, 100 times your money, 100
Yeah,
times
keep it,
your
keep it.
money. They also have picks for every other major sports. We'll be making our picks every week so you can follow along with us, especially who we're picking, so you know who we're picking, right? Underdog is available in 30 states, including California, Texas, Arizona, and of course in Florida.
So why'd you have to do the Arizona
I
accent?
tell you what, but Arizona's not even southern, so we'll pass on
Nah,
that.
that's more like Texas.
Yeah, that's Texas right there. So that's why I did it, because Texas was on that list. Right now, all new users to Underdog will receive up to 250 in $250 in bonus cash for their first deposit and a pick'em special. Use code P4P when you sign up. You know what that means? P4P? Henry, I don't know if you know. You know what that means?
Pound for pound,
Okay.
baby.
Oh my God, you know what that, man. I ain't even think he knew what that meant. Support the show and click the link below in the description to get started. Thank you guys, Underdog Fantasy, for supporting the show. Here's who we are picking this weekend for the UFC fight: Barbosa versus my man Leron Murphy or Leron Murphy. Guys, I'm looking at these stat sheets and I'm like, this is impressive here. Henry, we've got LaRon Murphy with significant strikes, 80 plus significant strikes. This is a 5-round fight. And so I think if a guy like this, if they did their homework and they know that you're fighting a guy like Edson Barbosa, you definitely want to put hands on him. And so you want to up those significant strikes. So I'm going higher than 80 significant strikes for a guy like LaRon Murphy. And with 1.5 take, I'm going to go with lower with the takedowns. I'm going to go with lower than that because I don't believe that he's not necessarily primarily coming out a collegiate wrestler to where I'm trying to wrestle you and take you down. I think these guys going to throw hands and feet, and whoever lands is getting that.
Yeah, but you know what? This is what I love about what Underdog Fantasy is doing is the fact that this is more than fair, Kamaru. Like if they're putting a guy who's 13-0 is part of that list of the top 15 fighters
Mhm.
that are making headwaves, the UFC must believe in him. The other thing too is Edson Barbosa cuts a lot of weight to get down to 145 pounds. So for that reason, I believe that with the significant strikes is 80.5. I'm gonna have to go lower. The UFC sees something in this dude. I think he can go lower on this
Okay,
guy.
so are you basically saying you
I'm
go
s-
giving the finish?
yeah, I do. I,
Okay.
I do believe that if they're gonna do that, with the younger guy, remember Barbosa's not that young no more, man. He's up there, dude. I think he's fought in Justin Gage. He's fought a lot of those dudes. He's gone through a lot of punishment. And when they bring an undefeated fighter in there, this is MMA Kamaru Usman. 1, 2, 3. I think Edson Barbosa goes down. So I'm going lower for the significant count. And obviously the takedown, I wouldn't be surprised if he does come from a wrestling background. I'm going to have to go higher.
I like that. I like that. Now, looking at your picks, based on what you just said, I'm going to go ahead and say that fight time, 24, I'm guessing, minutes. I'm going to say lower. So I think that's bing, bing, bing for me. So let's move on to the Adrian Yanez taking on Vinicius Salvador. I'm going to tell you right now, off rip, if this fight goes a 3-round, the Adrian Yanez fight, if it's 3-round fight, Adrian Yanez is a guy that really, he's one of the best. I'm going to say he's one of the, well, maybe not the best, but he's one of my favorites to watch boxers in the MMA world right now. I mean, this guy, he can throw hands. He's very smooth with his takedown. He's kind of a skinnier Jorge Masvidal, with the way he puts his hands together and kind of his stance. So significant strikes, 56, higher or lower. I'm going to go with higher. I think these guys are going to throw hands. I'm going higher.
And particularly too, Kamaru, I'm going to have to agree with you on this because every time you do fight in a guy in Vinicius Salvador, I mean, I will say this, Adrian Yanez's hands are pretty, but he doesn't have that crazy knockout power. Could he finish people? Yeah. Could he TKO people? Yes.
Did you find a shot, bro?
Yeah, no, of course, 100%. But when it comes to anybody that comes from Brazil, they always come with great striking. Like this who's more likely probably going to start kicking him. If you're able to watch him from that last fight, Vinicius is probably going to go in there and actually start throwing them leg kicks on top of that using the hands. Okay. But do I believe Giannis has learned from that? 100%. I do believe he's going to come out different. Do I believe the stats at 56.5 is going to be higher or lower? I'm going to have to agree with you, Kamaru. I'm going to have to go higher.
All right.
Hey, Kamaru, this is fun, dude. Why don't we just do one more? Why don't we just, why don't we do the girls?
Let's go ahead. Let's do one more. Let's do Luana Pinheiro and Angela Hill. I don't know whatever significant strike this says. Angela Hill higher. Higher. Angela Hill is I think she's had a little bit of time now, downtime, so she's kind of maybe got her body right. But this is one thing about Angela Hill: she's gonna move and she's gonna strike. She's gonna hit you with some stuff. So
yeah, well, this is significant. We're talking about significant strikes. That's different.
So that means they gotta land. What's a 3-round fight?
And for that reason, Kamaru, I'm gonna have to go lower. This is fun, by the way. I'm gonna have to go lower just for the simple fact that is Luana Pinheiro. She needs to get back to the win column, and she comes from a very prestigious judo background. I do believe she's gonna try to take her down, and because Angela Hill moves quite a bit, I just don't know of how long it is that she's gonna be able to just tap and move in a 3-round fight. So for that reason, I'm going to have to go lower.
I'm gonna agree with Henry. I'm gonna go lower here because
I see him backtracking.
Hey, I don't know if this significant strikes in 3 or 5 rounds, so I'm gonna have to go lower. But I do agree with you. I do think if Luana Pinheiro is trying to get the fight down to the ground, I think that's definitely gonna stifle the significant strikes, attempts, and landed of Angela Hill. So I'm gonna go with lower on that one.
I will say this about underdog fantasy. Like, this is fun. Let's get to the nitty gritty. How much do you really understand the fighter that you're investing in? And I think this is something different that underdog fantasy is doing that I like very much.
All right, guys, you can see all of our picks on the screen here. So make sure you click the link below, and don't forget to use promo code P4P. And we're gonna jump into this interview. All right, guys, we have a very, very special guest. I would like to say my little brother, but right now he's pound for pound #1, Islam Makhachev, the #1 lightweight in the world, the champion.
Guys, but in this podcast, I have first question.
Yes, of course. First question goes to Islam.
Who guys give you the permission call your podcast Pound for Pound? This guy is a pound for pound best fighter in the world. I have to call my podcast Pound for Pound.
I'm sorry. Please. But before you Before you, number
But
one
you
pound for
just make
pound. Yes.
And then, brother,
Before
Olimpijski
you.
champion, давай, no
I
UFC
agree. But
champion. Come
right
on.
now, who is
Yeah.
the king?
Yeah. You are the king. Right now, you are the king. And I give that to you. I look here when I
Okay,
say
I
hi.
try to
All
be
right.
humble. Yes,
Islam, your fight has been announced June 1st. You're fighting Dustin
yeah,
Poirier in
no,
Newark,
just
New Jersey. It came together so quick, but what an exciting, of course, an exciting fight because Dustin Poirier is, one of the most exciting guys in that lightweight division history. And, for you to be taking a risk like this to just say, you know what, guys, I want to stay busy. I need somebody. I need somebody now. Who's available? Dustin Poirier. Let's go. Why that decision for you? Why didn't you want to wait for Armin Sakura or
no. I just want to be busy. That's why I get this fight. And UFC call Arman after his fight, after the round. They call him, but he say no. And I have to fight. I want to be busy. That's why I take this fight, and I want to fight with Dustin because Dustin is the most dangerous guy. And that's why I take this fight, and I'm very excited.
But before we even get into the fight, I want to get to know you a little bit more. I mean, obviously, I know you personally. You're my friend and whatnot. But Islam, tell us a little bit more about yourself. We know the journey. We know that you left your home. You go to Dagestan with Habib. You train with his father. His late father. And you train the whole time. With this was the vision for you to become UFC champion one day, and you fulfilled that mission. You became UFC champion. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I'm born in Dagestan, where all kids have dream now. It's actually now all kids in Dagestan want to be UFC champion. When I was young, I just training like regular Dagestan kids. Everybody did something like wrestling, Ushu Sanda, some mixed martial arts. And when I was young, I beginning from Taekwondo, Ushu Sanda. I live very close with Habib in same area. We went to same school, and I saw him like almost every day in the school. And I know Habib training with his father in other gym, and I try to find where the guy's training. And when I went to the gym, we're not doing some MMA. We go to the Ushu Sanda, me, Habib, Abu Bakr, all these guys. We go to the Ushu. This is like striking. What is Ushu Sanda? We went to Ushu Sanda class. Everybody went like maybe 3-4 years. We travel a lot inside the Russia, some competition. And after, when I moved from the Makhachkala to the small village in my village, like called Khushet, it's very close to Makhachkala. After that moment, they changed to Sambo. Habib and all these guys go to the Sambo. And when I changed them many things, like Ushu Sandai, changed wrestling, like a lot of things. Like Ushu Sandai, you can just strike. Wrestling, you can do like just wrestling. But Sambo, you can do everything. This is very similar like MMA. And I went to the Sambo class, and I feel this what I like. With this what I need. Like it's like MMA. You can do whatever you want. That's why last, I don't know, like 15, 20 years, I training in same gym. Now we build, of course, new gym. We have big gym, but before we training in the very, very small gym. We have just mats, one bag, and that's it. But all my life, I have very, very high level sparring partners. I think this is a number one what all fighters need, just sparring partners who make you every day, better.
Yeah, so you like from the city in Dagestan, not mountain man, not real mountain
No,
man. You're
real
not real
mountain.
mountain
We
guy,
all
huh?
from real mountain. All
You sure
grandmother
you
and
different?
grandfather. My father born there, but in the real mountain, you don't have something for training or do. You don't have like Actually, like hot water you don't have for take shower. The people in the mountain it's different.
Yeah. So what do you think, man? Obviously, I've been to Dagestan, Islam, and I've noticed that the culture there is different. Like when you go out, whether it's wrestling, whether it's boxing, whether it's MMA, there's something different about Dagestan that makes it super special. It's almost like it's part of the culture. Like when you talk about combat sports, and this is before you and Khabib put Dagestan on the map. I'm like, every time that I would see somebody in Dagestan, I would go up to him and I would go up to him and be like, "Hey, man, I have so much respect for what you guys have done. I used to go travel to Dagestan and compete, and I'd be happy if I would come back with a win." What is it about Dagestan that makes Dagestan so special? And do you believe that Dagestan could become the next
Yeah,
superpower?
number one thing, Henry, it's the competition inside the gym. Like in Dagestan, all wrestling gym is full, like more than 100 people training there. For example, our gym, we have sambo class, we have MMA class, we have wrestling class for the kids. All the class full, we don't have some space to the training. Everybody want to training. That's why, like any sports, like people love do some sports in Dagestan, and the competition inside the gym, it's make you better every day. I think it's a number one thing because iron sharp iron, and every day we training with each other every day and make push like each other and become better every day.
Yeah, I think so. It's just something about that region to where in that Dagestan, of course, that region is high up there. You have that Chechnya region as well. You have all of that region to where it's almost like an understanding that the young men are men coming up. This is what we're going to do. If we're not going to be in the
Yeah.
military, we're going to be in sports. We're gonna be in sports and stuff that's gonna give us. We're doing something
Now for the
productive.
kids, we have a lot of examples like Habib, like the old wrestling guys like Mauled Batiro. We have like a lot of Olympic judo guys, Saadullah, like the kids watching, and they want to be champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we see it. We see it all, and you've done that. You've achieved all the successes. You've you've basically followed the plan, and you are living proof of how it works. I have to ask. I have to ask you how was. I know Habib is like your brother, your big brother, and you follow along that path. But how is it all those years being there, learning and watching behind Habib, knowing that one day I'm gonna step in and this is gonna be me. I'm gonna be number one,
For
pound
me,
for
it's
pound.
more easy because he showed me the way. I just have to follow, do what he did, just follow him. That's it. Because all this way, and he showed us. Now he still he retired, but he still push us. He come after tomorrow to the camp, and it's gonna be like last 10 days. But I know he will come, and the last 10 days is gonna be so crazy. It's gonna be hard for everybody. And Usman tell today to the coach, after a couple of days, Habib come. Can I take rest today because I have to be ready?
Wow. So is that what Khabib? So you think Khabib comes in and obviously I know all you guys
Yeah.
respect him. What is it about Khabib that also makes him a great, coach and really in reality kind of more of a mentor to you guys? Like obviously it's the hard work, it's the attitude, but what else is it that's different that makes Khabib special now as a mentor slash coach?
This guy know just one way, not other way. He know just you have to be
Mm.
work hard. You have to change 3 t-shirts. You have to sweat. You have to like wrestle almost 1 hour every day, but not as other way. I know, Henry, you follow like UFC program, UFC PI program. Someday you take rest, but for these guys,
Yeah.
I don't know some people who can explain him. Hey, this guy need rest. For example, I know when I training with him in the AKA, I told this DC, we did like 5 rounds sparring. We did 3 rounds grappling, and that's it. Like do some drills. That's it. But now I don't know what they changed. We did 5 rounds sparring in the cage, 3 in the mat. We did 10 rounds wrestling. I asked him, hey, we never did this when we're training together. Hey, he said we did this always.
No, so Khabib called AKA and said, "Hey, you changed. We do this,
I
this,
don't
and
know
this."
how they
Maybe
get the program. Now he have new program.
how long now have you been in AKA? How long have you
I'm
trained
not
there for
training
this
in
fight?
AK this fight because I'm come from the camp in the mountain in that we did in the camp in Kislovodsk. It's a Olympic center in Kislovodsk, and all the way from there I come to the New Jersey. We find very Nick Cotton MMA, very good gym. They have everything, mats, 2 cage, like very big gym. And I came here before 21, 22 days with the team. I have a lot of sparring partners with me.
Yeah, and I think about it too. With your career, Islam, which is unique because it's particularly you guys from Dagestan, but you guys are brothers, man. Like you guys will never
Yeah,
fight each other. But I just find it so unique. How is it that Khabib was a champion before you, and then you had a chance to watch Khabib do it, and he left pound for pound. He retired. He did what he had to do, 29-0, and then obviously his father
yeah.
passed away, and the passing of his father, which is like who's your favorite fighter? He always said Islam Makhachev. Islam Makhachev, other than my son's my favorite student. For you to fulfill that and to become champion, how much did that mean to you,
Of course,
Islam?
all what I have now, I have to say all my life thank you to Coach Abdul Manap because when I was young, when I'm not, not good fighter, not I don't have nothing, he believed me. And he told me, hey, you have guys because I'm when I went to the gym, I'm like young guy, but I have Habib, like we have other guy, Rustam, Shamil Zawro, they like legend in Dagestan, like they have many, many MMA fights. And he said, just follow what this guy is doing, and that's it. Now you're young, but I know one day you will be champion. And I listen him all my life. I listen him. When he say he loved judo, he loved sambo, and he sent me to the many many competition. I go Russian championship sambo, I go judo competition. He called me, hey, tomorrow we have to go somewhere to compete in the like Dagestan championship or I don't know like Makhachev championship. And I went. I always listen him, and I have big experience in amateur MMA and amateur my like I have big career. And if he with us now, I think my like we because he not with us now, and maybe someone is lazy, someone doing some like other stuff. But when he with us, I remember everybody focused on training. Now someone have some business, some guy do something like for example for me I do some like bike I do some like horse. And but when Abdul Manab with us, he told me like for the hey, you have to be in the gym every day. You have some problem, family problem, outside you have problem. He asked me all the time. If you have, let me know. I will fix. But you have to be focused in the gym, not just come and thinking about some stuff. Now it's a lot of guys did some mistake. They come to the gym, but they not inside the gym. They're thinking about some business, doing some stuff like not. But when you come, it's most important things. You have to be in the gym.
I hear you right now, Islam, but hey, pound for pound, number one, you do
No,
business
I'm
now. You
not
do
good
good
in business.
business.
Honestly, I'm not good.
you don't have business
Yes,
outside.
but they
Khabib have
have good
business. I know
business
you
now,
have
right now.
business.
But
Islam, you
no, I
have
don't have
business
honestly
too.
good business. I have some small I invest from my friends. If my friends something have some company, I invest. But I don't do
Yeah.
some on my business.
Hey, how Islam? Real quick, how is it now when because you're number one, you're pound for pound. So how it's different level.
Why you ask me,
Respect is
brother? You
different
know this.
level. You go,
You
you
know
go to the gym. Hey, no, I'll say it for you. You go into the gym now. How is it when they look at you, the kids look at you? Oh, this number one picture, please, everywhere you go. And I know Ali's using that. So I know
Yeah.
everywhere you go, Ali is
Brother,
gonna
last
say,
time
"Hey, I have Islam here, #1 pound for pound."
we go to the beach, you know. At the beach they have the stop, you know. You cannot go inside the beach. We go by car inside the beach, and we stuck in the beach, you know. And police coming. Ali go running and say, "Hey, here in the car, Islam Makhachev, you see like a champion. He wants to go inside the beach."
Number
Yeah.
one, pound for pound.
And police say, "Okay, can take the picture. We help you." So let us back.
Yeah, see, this is what I was saying. This
Using
is
that
how is it
status,
now?
Brother,
baby.
Ali is a professional who can use, you know, promote the
Promoter, right? Yes, professional
yeah, for
promoter.
sure.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, the way the landscape of 155 pounds, how much it has changed. I mean, obviously with it's with Armin beating Charles Oliveira the way he did, and then obviously we cannot count out what Max Holloway did to Justin Gaethje. I mean, these
Yeah.
are two top contenders, Islam. Where I know your plan is to eventually go up to 170 pounds and look to become a champ status. But how do you see a guy like Max Holloway in comparison to your fight style, and also a guy like Armin Sarukian now?
Honestly, Henry, in my division, I don't have some like interesting fight because I already beat Arman. Of course, I want to fight with Dustin. It's very exciting for me. Like I have to be sure. It's very dangerous guy. He's a very good striker and like most dangerous guy in my division in all UFC. I want to beat this guy, and I think Arman is deserved. You know, this is the rematch, but I think he deserved. When I beat Arman, I don't have any job in my division because Max Holloway is not 155 fighter. He beat Gagey, but you know he have job in his division. Now maybe he fight with Tapuria. Now after he have Mosar, Evloev, he have some job in his division, and I already give some chance to small guy. Now I need my chance fight for the welterweight belt.
Even the way you said that sounded
I like it, but
disrespectful.
you know what you know what it is, though,
I
Kumar?
waiting like how many years? I don't call some welterweight guys. I waiting when Kamaru move to the other division.
Hey, relax, brother. Relax,
My
brother.
brother, hey,
Hey.
my brother, but just leave this one alone. Just leave this one alone, okay,
No,
my
no
brother?
more 170, brother. This rich guy don't want to cut weight. No more.
Who, me?
Of
Rich
course.
guy? No, I'm still like you. I still like
No, no.
you. I have one business with Fred, not
Brother,
very
I can
good.
ask Ali how much you make. Please, brother.
Ask Ali. He's gonna tell you. I'm still not.
He's in the 8 digits. If you ask me, this
No,
man's
but
loaded.
no, I understand that, and I think that's one of those things that caps off a career. At some point you get to the point where it's like you want to just check stuff off the list to know that, hey, I've done this. I wanted to be champion. I'm champion. I wanted to be pound for pound #1. I got that. I want to be champ. Hey, another one off the list. Go down and sail away and know that I did everything that I wanted to do in the sport. And so I can appreciate that. But let's talk about Dustin Poirier for a second, because I know this fight is kind of they threw it on very quickly to where a lot of people are saying, "Oh, Dustin just fought not too long ago," but this is still a very
Yeah.
dangerous fight, and I think people were counting Dustin out in his last fight. They had this guy coming in, this young guy, very aggressive, and a lot of people were saying, "Oh, I looked at the odds, and it was very, very close." And I'm thinking, do these guys not understand that this is Dustin Poirier? This guy is still very, very dangerous. And Dustin Poirier, he just finished Conor twice. He beat a lot of guys. So
Why you say he finished Conor twice, brother? Everybody can finish Conor 10 times. Right now, why not?
okay.
like that.
Okay.
Me
So
too, my
after
brother. I'm
Dustin, you
with you,
finish
my brother.
Conor if Conor wants.
Why not, brother? I will.
I think this biggest fight in the UFC, this one of the biggest. I think Khabib's still #1, but I think this.
I don't think he will cut weight.
If Connor gets it done with Michael Chandler,
He has
this
some
is
chance.
this is obviously I know you said that And you're right, Sarukian is deserving of it, but stylistically too, and the payday Islam too, because obviously.
Brother, why not? If people have to be stupid, say no. Of course, I will fight with him.
Would you skip Armin Sarukian to fight Conor McGregor
Brother,
in
when
your
I
next
will
fight?
fight next, like October or November, I can fight August or September with McGregor. Make
Hey!
Same night.
brother, easy. This guy not same. I don't want to like make him feel like look bad, but everybody know this guy not same. You know, before yeah, for sure. When he was fighting with Habib, he's in the good shape. You know, he's a high level fighter. But right now, it's too much alcohol, too much whiskey, and it's not same. Not same.
Okay. One question, real quick. What do you see when you see when you fight? You see a guy like Dustin Poirier. You know, all jokes aside, what do you see in Dustin Poirier that makes him very dangerous, and what that you have to
Brother, he
watch out
have
for?
very heavy hands and very good guillotine.
Yes.
That's it. Wrestling and
Yes.
grappling, no.
Why you smile when you
No,
say
this is
this?
brother.
It's like
It's not
the
joke. It's
victory's in
not
the
joke.
bag,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
my brother?
not joke.
It's not joke. It's
But
not
his
joke.
weak
I
point,
agree. I
wrestling
agree.
and grappling. Everybody know this. And he have always
Yes.
problem. When somebody take him down, hold his back, he have always problem. Same problem. But his nickname Diamond, I have to go 1st June, take the diamond and put my belt, you know.
Hey!
I see it. I see it. I got you. I
Wow.
got you. I got you. I have 6 in my belt, red
Wow.
ones. But I'm just saying. I just say 6 red ones.
Brother,
You know.
I got 4, brother, but 2 belts, my
Brother,
brother.
I have to
Uh,
ask Henry, how is when you take second belt? How the
wow.
feeling?
The
Wow.
feeling
I
is.
sit out in this conversation. I'm gonna stay. You talk. You
See,
talk to him. You
you
guys
guys are
talk.
pound for pound,
You
but you
talk to
guys
him.
ain't no triple C, my
Yeah.
brother. It's good. It's good. You know why?
Uh,
It's because when you're truly pound for pound, even though it's about I was number 3. It was John Jones, Khabib Nurmagomedov at number 2. Then I was at number 3. And I've always wanted to see, like, at that time, could Khabib go up from 55 and 70 and win the belt? Could John Jones at that time go from light heavyweight to heavyweight and win that belt? And I just think, to me, Islam, like, winning that second bout, because people had counted me out on that fight against Moraes. At that time, Moraes went on a losing streak ever since I beat him, but he was a
yeah.
big favorite. And I love the fact that I was a smaller guy. I'm
He give you
short.
a hard time in the first round, I remember.
He did, brother. But hey, Bariba, the
Yeah, yeah,
mentality, my brother, and
for sure, for sure.
it's an
You
awesome feeling.
have
It's an awesome feeling.
more than everybody fight IQ, I know.
But I will say this: the most precious thing that I have ever done is win that Olympic gold medal, man. There's nothing that, like, the bouts. It's cool, but when I can say I'm truly the best in the world, is being
Yeah,
Olympic
I
champion.
can be double champ, but right now to be Olympic champion, it's not possible for me now.
No, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Can I
yeah,
join the conversation again?
Yeah,
I can join.
join it. Come on,
I can join.
let's haul it back
Thank you.
in
Please,
here.
please. Pound for pound. Sorry, pound for pound. I didn't mean to look in your eyes.
Brother,
Man,
tomorrow change
I
your
think it's
logo. Put my face here.
yes. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We're gonna do this. Hey, we do
Uh-huh.
like in the back. We put pound for
I
pound.
change. Yeah,
We do
stop.
this. We
I
do this for
changed the
you.
DC podcast. Fat guy, bad guy. Now I have to change your too. I have to be my face. The up.
The
No,
fat guy.
I love this Islam, and I love being able to talk to you like this because it's you know, a lot of people don't really get to see because we work so hard, we train so hard all the time, and we fight, and then we go off and prepare again to come back. A lot of people don't really get to see this side of you, this relaxed side of you. You know, I tell everyone that you're very funny, and you know, and you're showing that. You know, you get to show more of your personality. It's easier when you're number one, you pound for pound. You go, you get in trouble, the police come, they say, please, I take
It's
picture with you, and they let you go.
good things. I can fix problems, police.
But my man, I just want to say, Henry, you have anything for
Yeah,
him?
no, of course, but I think obviously you guys are all close, but I did want to ask you against another 55 pounder. Me and Kamaru had a debate today
Yes.
on who is it that's the best in the world, and I'm just like, other than yourself, obviously because you have fought tougher competition. The next person that I see next to you is a man that you could probably train with every day, Usman Nurmagomedov. How good is he, and where do you rank him pretty much in the
Brother,
world?
honestly, this is biggest talent ever I see. But this guy needs somebody who push him every day. If Habib push him every day, he will be, I know, superstar. He will be pound for pound. He will be like number one. But this guy is a little bit Paraiba, but guy crazy talent, you know. And we
Yeah.
spar every day.
Paraíba, what does
We
that
training
mean?
every day. He
Yeah.
give me.
What does that mean?
He younger than
Playboys.
me, but he give me
Oh,
hard
Yes.
time always. And now he's one of my sparring partner in this camp.
I know I spar him one time. He's very, very
Yeah,
good, very creative. His striking is different level, very, very good.
yeah.
And he's
He
southpaw,
can change
like
southpaw.
you.
He can.
you think in the future, once you're out of there, you think Umar's gonna make that transition
Omar,
to the UFC?
Usman. Usman.
Yeah.
Omar
Usman.
and Usman. This is two brothers. They, Omar, it's a more like he have the goal, he have the dream, be UFC champion. This guy will be UFC champion very soon. And Usman, if he training hard, I like 100%. I think this guy will be champion. But he have to
Yeah.
focus. This guy have to focus, and someone
Like
have to
he,
push
yeah,
him
I
every day.
understand because
Look
he's like the
what
pretty
today he did. Hey,
pause. He's like the
listen.
pretty
I
boy.
told you
I
what
love all of
he
y'all.
did
He's the
today.
pretty
He
boy.
called coach. Hey coach, can we go because Habib come like today? Wednesday we can go, and he go to the New York from New Jersey right now.
Really? Don't tell Habib. Don't tell
Yeah,
Habib.
I hope Habib not watching this.
And it almost seems like Habib is like he's like a disciplinary freak, like because he's like
Yeah,
obviously we're not a
he's
Habib,
Yeah,
like his
yeah.
father.
but he
He
be
No, this
takes
taking
the
it
is an
down
teachings
on
of
older
his
bro,
brother,
father,
like
right?
brother.
like he's
Zero
bah.
question. He's an older brother. He can kick us, for to these guys. And every day what he did. And I think they like scare him, and he have just one day chance to go somewhere and come back. That's it. Next 10 days he and be in the gym.
Tell me how much right now. Last question for you. How much Habib, like 96 kilos right now?
In the camp in the mountain, I check 92.5 something. He lose weight in the mountain because he training with everybody with us. But when he travel a lot, I think number 95, 96. But he stay
Mm,
What is that in pounds?
like
What is that in pounds, everybody?
211, 212.
What's 96
93. It's
kilos in
like
pounds?
who's Ferreira. Wait,
Yeah.
what? I don't know what the. I don't know the pounds.
Yes,
Alex
Ferreira
Pereira,
division.
bro.
Ferreira division. How much?
Yeah.
Call me crazy, call me
205. Yeah.
crazy, Islam. But this is how much belief I have in Khabib because of his style and his top control. I've always believed that Khabib could be the guy to go up to 185 pounds, fight a guy like Israel and beat him. And even now, the fact that he's because of his top control, at that time, like it's just stylistically. And I know Khabib could get big. I mean, he's 93 kilos, bro. Like he's one of those few guys that could do something like that.
It's not secret. Habib have like worse style for everybody. If he take him down, he take all your energy, all your power he will take because he very heavy in the top. And I don't have same skills because I always when I'm top, I looking for the choke, do something. But this guy have crazy control. He hold you, and he have like right now he have crazy power because he big and he hold you and he say, "Hey, get out," and he's like this.
Do you think he's happier now? You think Habib is happier now that he's retired and he gets a
Yeah,
chance to
I
help? You
think
guys see a different
yeah,
side
I
from
think
him?
he's happy, but this guy miss the fighting, my fight camp, like because that's why he joined with us everywhere. In on time now he will come here and he love to train. Every day he train. Not just when he with us. Every day this guy is training. He have house in the village, he have house in the city. Both house has sauna, both house has very good gym, swimming pool. This guy training every day. For the good dinner, he have to train.
I get it. I
Borscht.
get it.
Borscht.
I get
It's
it.
a diet food.
All right. All right, Islam, my man. It's great to see you. Great to talk to you. Hopefully, we'll be out there in Newark and
I like
get to
your
watch you.
videos, brother. It's what the
Thank
brand?
you.
What the brand?
Oh, young LA, young La.
Okay.
My daughter likes to call it young La, but young LA. So, Islam, my man, you're going to be taking on Dustin Poirier June 1st in Newark, New Jersey, UFC 302, I believe. UFC 302. My man, we want to say thank you. It's going to be a great fight. I know you and Dustin are going to put on an amazing performance, and we can't wait to watch it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Henry?
best of luck, Islam. I think you're smart. I think you get the game. I think you have the great coaching behind you. I think what makes you and Khabib and everybody different is the fact that you guys could fight everybody different. The first fight you fought Volkanovski to the second, there's a different Islam, and when Islam is firing at all cylinders, lock your doors, hide, do what you gotta do, but don't get in that octagon with them.
All right, my man. Islam, thank you. It's a pleasure. Good to talk to you, my man.
Later, brother.
All right, Henry, my man Islam Makhachev just came on. I mean, an amazing interview. That's what I say about I've been saying about Islam is Islam's funny, bro. He's very, very funny. Khabib was serious. Khabib was funny too, but Khabib were more about business. He was serious. He was standing on business all the time. But Islam stand on business too. But Islam he's funnier. He's a friendlier guy, but he's an animal inside that octagon.
Yeah, no, of course. I think there's a comparison because with Khabib, like you can feel when there's a freaking he's a big elephant in the room. Like you can just feel it. And there is a little bit of a pride, or you want to call it ego, like with all of us. But it almost seems like with Islam, there's, you know what I mean. He's if you meet him, you're like, man, I wish my girl, or I wish my.
Wait, whoa! You gonna leave your girl in the room with Islam?
No. Like
pound for pound, number one.
No.
Oh my God, Henry!
Dude, I haven't slept. Come on, I'm like, dude. No, but you would want a girl, your sister or something like that to freaking, date a dude that's
okay.
They're just a good dude,
Yeah.
man. You know what I'm saying? Like a killer.
I see what you're
dude,
saying. Yeah.
Has values, just standard, and dude, he's underrated. He's underrated funny, man.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
I agree. But yeah, Islam Makhachev joined us. He's fighting June 1st in Newark, New Jersey, UFC 302. Is that June 1st or June 2nd? I thought it was 1st.
June 1st.
Yeah. June 1st. Yeah.
UFC
302.
Anything in particular though, Kamaru, that kind of surprised you a little bit with Islam? I'll be honest with you. I met up with Islam on multiple occasions. I've never seen him kind of be so like open and free and kind of throwing out jokes here and there. Like I just, or maybe I didn't know that side of him.
No, it was as expected every time I'm around him. I guess because I spent more time with him, and he's the same. He's a great guy. It's something that I've known for a while. Hopefully now the world gets to kind of see a little bit more of it. But he's funny. And, obviously my thing is him understanding his position right now as being pound for pound. When you have that status, it's different. And then you have the greatest promoter / manager on your team as well in Ali Abdelaziz. The world will know that you are pound for pound number one. So, it was a great interview. All right, Henry. Now I want to get into this ESPN MMA rankings of undefeated fighters. It's a great list, but let's take a look at some of these lists right now. Have you seen these? Have you seen the rankings?
I have not.
You have not?
I have not.
Okay, for number one, I think they have number one will be the featherweight champion Ilia Topuria. Do you agree with this or not? As right now, the current undefeated.
Yeah, but what's the question? What do you mean?
As the best, who are the best undefeated fighters?
Okay. Yeah, no, of course you'd have to go with Ilia Topuria. He's got what? How many fights does he have?
He has
15 fights.
15. Is it 15 fights? I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 15-0.
Yeah.
15-0, 7-0 in UFC.
Yeah,
Ilia
crazy.
Topuria.
Yeah, and the fashion that he's been able to do it, knocking out Alexander Volkanovski. I do feel like Volkanovski won't be the same, but you got to hands down give it to the Spaniard. He's been out there. He's been putting people away. He's an entertainer. His confidence is key to him, and he's doing a hell of a good job.
Yeah. And number 2, you've got Usman. you know the name. You know the name. Nurmagomedov. So you know the name. Bellator lightweight champion.
Oh,
Yes, he is.
Usman. Oh, okay.
Usman Nurmagomedov.
Okay, I was
So
thinking,
are you saying
I was thinking of his brother.
Usman Nurmagomedov is the best lightweight in the world right now?
Yeah.
The best lightweight in the world right now.
Well, that's right. I mean,
Who is the lightweight champion in the UFC?
Islam. But only they know. Only they know. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it is those two. It is 1 and 2, Kamara. It is Usman and Islam. And the only person
Really?
like you would probably have to ask those two dudes or maybe one of the coaches. That's not an answer for me, but I will say this. They train a lot together. And I will say this too. Usman does have better striking.
You say Usman defeats Charles Oliveira.
Yes.
Usman defeats Armen Sarukian.
Yes.
Usman defeats Justin the Highlight Gaethje.
I don't want to do that to Justin, but right now, yeah.
Usman defeats Dustin the Diamond Poirier.
Yes.
Ooh.
His length, bro. His length, and he wrestles, man. And he's under Khabib, man. Like he comes from that lineage of the Nurmagomedovs, dude. They eat, sleep, and shit training, dude. Like that's all they do. The dude's a real deal, man. The dude's a real deal.
I know.
Kamaru.
I know.
Kamaru, if you don't agree with what I'm saying, then
don't-
where do you rank him?
I've sparred Usman, so I know how good he is.
Yeah.
He is extremely talented. So to say he's the best lightweight in the world when Islam is there, and we're gonna have to have this conversation with Islam. Only they know. Of course, they're brothers, and we'll see. You're gonna laugh it off, but
They'll never fight, regardless. Like I think the only time that Usman will transition more like it to the UFC is when Islam decides to just book it.
that's
and
true.
be out.
But my man, he ain't doing too bad over there in Bellator. I know he ain't doing too bad.
Sick
I haven't
contract.
seen his house, but I know Usman, a young man, ain't doing too bad. And so number 3, you have Boris Hamzat Chimaev. Do you agree with that as number 3?
Yeah, but I think with that fight with Robert Whitaker, I think Robert's gonna let the big boy him. I think in a 5-round fight, which is 5 rounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Robert Whitaker gets it done, dude.
Am
I wrong,
we're gonna
Kamaru?
talk about that. We're gonna talk about that.
I mean,
Save
obviously
that.
you've been in there with him, but
Save
at the
that, Triple
same
C.
time, I mean, he's always been a middleweight guy. If you think about it, Kamaru.
But now, I mean, at the end of the day, but you're giving Hamzat more and more time to grow into that middleweight division.
He's still dangerous.
So that's a big fight. Of course, that's a fight that's coming up this year in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. My biggest
we'll
thing,
talk
Kamaru,
about that.
he gets tired, bro. And I saw it in that last fight with you.
Everybody gets tired.
No, of course.
I think the art is if your opponent can make you tired. That's an art in itself. Because how am I going to get tired if you're not doing anything to make me tired? If I just take you down, hold you down, and beat on you.
But that's exactly my point. What do you think Robert Whitaker's going to do? Robert Whitaker's going to bring the fight. That's the difference.
I'm excited.
When has Robert Whitaker ever been in a boring fight? The dude strikes, the dude goes south, righty. He could defend, and he's got takedowns of his own too. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he takes down a guy like Hamzat Chimaev. But anyways,
we'll see.
Let's keep going down the line.
And number 4, we've got Shavkat Rakhmonov. That's also a good one.
Who's his next fight? Who's he fighting next?
I don't think he has a fight to be decided. I don't think he has a fight.
Yeah, the dude's got a chin, but I wonder that thing's gonna it's been tested, but it's over tested, dude. It's gonna take that one shot, and then Rakhmonov. I'm not sure, man.
Okay, and number 5, we've got a young lady that we know so well, Miss Tatiana Suarez.
Yeah, she's legit. She's legit, Kamaru. I can see Tatiana, like, if she was to fight either one of those girls, it'd be super problematic, and I can see her becoming a two-division champion in the near future. Like, sooner rather than later. Call me crazy, but
but the
it's
thing
that
is,
wrestling, dude. Like, when she fought Alexa Grasso, she got rid of her in 2 minutes, dude.
yeah, but
It was a
you have
minute
to
ago.
you
It
have
was a minute
to
ago.
it's a
It's her.
lot to do with the
It's the
things
career, Kamaru.
outside
Yeah.
of the octagon, of the cage, that it's all of those things that can she potentially make that happen. Will she get to that point to where she has that opportunity?
If she has the
You know,
opportunity, 100%. If she doesn't, then
and she's
we'll
healthy.
just never know. I watch her. I don't know if you watched her documentary on HBO.
No, I haven't
It's
seen it
pretty
yet.
good, man. It gives a whole lowdown on like just her life story,
You know,
dude.
I've
Like
known a lot about her. Obviously,
the injuries.
yeah, we were. I think we were resident at the same time at
Yeah,
the OTC.
yeah. Battled cancer, beat it.
Yeah, yeah,
Like the
and this
whole
is right,
nine.
and that was right after her becoming silver medalist at the World Championships.
Yeah.
So, moving on, number 6, we've got Musfar Evloyev. This is a undefeated guy in featherweight division, the one that's campaigning for a chance to fight Ilia Topuria as well.
Yeah. He's dangerous, Kamaru, but he wrestles too much. So I'm not sure how much the UFC actually wants to push him
Mhm.
because nobody wants a nut hugger. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, wow, big pause,
Hey,
Henry.
hey, hey,
Wow,
hey, let's speak the truth. But hey, this
wow,
is pound for pound.
from a
We are
wrestler.
here to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the
And this
damn truth.
and this coming from a wrestler. You're gonna say that.
Yeah, yeah.
I do, but I will agree with you.
And he can beat all those dudes too. Like dude, he's a hard opponent to
I agree.
the dude's good.
I agree with you. It's much easier to put up highlights of a guy sleeping and this one man hitting another man one shot and he goes down. It's a lot easier to sell those highlights to the world. Like, this is a big scare. We're in the hurt business. This is fight sports, so people want to see that. They want to see that. Wow, he did that to this other man. Wow, he did that. They don't necessarily want to see you explain the intricacies of, wow, he took him down. Well, he's setting up a arm triangle. Oh, he goes around back. He takes the back. Oh, he's holding them down. Yes, of course. So that's an harder sell than if you were putting guys away like Ilia Topuria. So I do understand. I get what you're saying as far as being pushed, but he is dangerous. And I would love to see his next matchup. Also, next up, we've got Umar, my young man, Umar Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, Umar's so dangerous, dude. Like, out of everybody in the bantamweight division, in my eyes, a guy I'm just like, shit, man. I want to, you got to be holding 5 aces. It's Umar Nurmagomedov. Like, he's if he gets that opportunity to fight for the title this year, he's the next champ, easily.
Really?
Yeah, he beats Marab. I do believe Marab's gonna beat Sean O'Malley when they fight. He's gonna bring in that wrestling. But Umar's striking and his wrestling defense and the fact that he could do it all,
Yeah.
he's a problem for anybody. So I do believe that he is the pending. I do believe, right, as of right now, he is the best in the world without the UFC title.
Well, that's big words.
Yeah, and that's
Big
telling
words.
you, and I'm telling you, because I'm part of that weight class. I'm part of freaking the 135 pounds,
Uh-huh.
and real recognizes real, Kamaru.
Okay. Well, he's got a tough test. His next outing, he's fighting my young man.
Really, you
Corey
think Sanhagen? You think Sanhagen?
I think Sanhagen is one of the most dangerous guys
Oh,
in that division. And the thing about Sanhagen is he looks like your substitute teacher
yeah,
that will beat the living dog crap out of you.
crafty,
If you
100%.
and he's just so creative. And now working with Trevor Whitman, I think
Is he with Trevor now? Is he really?
So he's working now. He's working with Trevor Whitman, and he's still with the Carrington Bank. So they gonna dial something
Okay,
up.
well then tell me
gonna
then,
die-
Kamaru.
hey,
How come I'm
hey,
always a bad guy
hey.
over here?
Hey, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
You know what I'm saying?
they're
Kush?
working. Corey Sanhagen is working, and of course, I know Umar is working. Umar is very talented. When you're just raised in that culture, when you know how to work and you know how to get the results as well, it makes it ultra dangerous. And I think now these guys, Islam, Makhachev, you see Umar, you see Usman and Magman, they're starting to kind of get to that pinnacle to where they understand how to train, they understand how to prepare, and they understand how to win. So let's just run down the rest of them. We've got Ian Machado Gary. You know, he's good, undefeated, you know, and he's at number 8. And number 9, we've got, who is that, Henry? We got Johnny Eblem. That's I believe the middleweight champion in Bellator. He's also good. He's a wrestler, and he mixes things up very, very well. At number 10, we've got Muhammad Mokayev. Yep, the bantamweight, I believe. Oh no, the flyweight. Flyweight. I think he just got passed up for the title. He should have fought in the I think in Brazil, but maybe he'll get the next shot. We'll see, or maybe he'll fight Manel. And then number 11, we've got
Tatsuro Taira.
yeah. Is that
Tatsuro
Taira?
Taira.
Let's make that. Can we blow that up a little bit?
Is he a flyweight too?
Let's blow that up. Hold on. Slide down, scroll down. We've got scroll up. Let me see his name. Let me pronounce his name. Tatsuro Taira.
Now you got to put that Japanese accent.
Tatsuro Taira.
I like it. That's not bad, dude. The multi-talented Kamaru Usman.
Hey, I think I have seen him fight. This guy's dangerous. He's action-packed. He mixes it up well. He can do everything. He can wrestle, he can grapple, and he can strike. So he's dangerous as well. Next, number 12, we've got Lerone Murphy or Lerone Murphy or Lerone Murphy. I don't know how to pronounce it. My man, you're going to let me know when me and you actually do meet. You're going to let me know the proper way to pronounce that. But definitely dangerous. And definitely that record is well deserved. And look at he's good if the UFC already are giving him a fight like his next fight, which is going to be up against Edson Barbosa. And then we've got 13. Who we got 13?
I'm surprised they have Bo Nickel that low, to say the least.
Bo Nickel at 13, but you have to understand, Bo Nickel's only what, 6-0, 7-0, 6-0, 3-0 in the UFC. Yes, of course, I agree with you, but you know, there's, and this is based on the experiences inside the cage and what they've shown. I mean, you know, he hasn't really shown that much. And we saw in the last fight, of course, he was completely dominant as well. But at the same time, skill set wise, besides just using that grappling and wrestling, you has he taken a shot to where you can see him, know how to find his way out of that?
But this is why you were telling me if I was crazy. This is why he needs at least 7 more fights before he actually.
I do think that's crazy.
Before he fights for the title. He's too young.
I understand. I get it. I would say I would like to see him get to about 12-0, then challenge for the title.
Okay, so that's 6 rather than 7.
I would like to see 12-0. Maybe 10-0. You know what? Let's say this. Let's say this. I would like to see 10-0. I think by 10-0, he should be a deep contender, ready to challenge for that title.
Okay, this is a great list. But I will say one that surprised me that he's not on there and people are sleeping on him.
Who?
Is the Peyton Tablet.
Who?
Peyton Tablet.
Peyton Tablet?
Talbot.
Okay.
Yeah, this dude is this dude's a real deal, man. He came out, he worked with me. He came out prior to his last fight, worked with me for like a couple days.
Work with you. So you plugging him. Damn it, Henry. You can't just say that because
the UFC's pushing him, dude. They put him in that McGregor fight. He just fought.
How many fights does he have in the UFC?
He's got, I believe, 2 or 3, dude.
2 or 3 fights. What's his record?
He's undefeated.
Yeah. Well, how many fights?
He's
8-0.
Yeah.
If Bo Nickel is number 13, do you think Peyton Tablet should be on that list?
100%.
If Bo Nickel's 13, you think this kid's better than Bo Nickel?
Yes, right now.
Wow.
Yeah, because remember, Bo Nickel, we're only seeing one aspect of Bo Nickel, and that's wrestling. This dude is literally throwing knees up the middle. This dude's got defense. This dude's got all that, all the above, and I'm surprised that he's not on that list.
Okay, so you think skill set wise, he's better.
He's good.
Okay.
He's good, bro. He's gonna be a problem to that 135 pounds.
Okay, I hear you. Okay, we'll keep an eye on him. So that's the list. That's it for the top 15 of the ESPN MMA rankings of top undefeated fighter. Do we agree with that order of that list? I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, it's to reach its own. Like everybody has, but I'd probably put Umar at number 3.
At number 3.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'd probably scoot Shakov over because at the welterweight division, like Shakov's still like Umar's literally one fight away, and then I would put that's the
So
one
how
I
would you
shuffle.
shuffle up that top 5? Number 1 is Ilia Topuria.
Number 1, yeah, because he has the belt.
Yes.
You cannot dispute that, dude.
Number 2,
I'm not mad at
Usman
Usman.
Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I would move Hamzat, and I would put Usman in there,
Okay.
and then I would probably get rid of even Shatkov, dude, and put and maybe if we're talking about like the ones that are pending to become champions as undefeated
This
fighters.
is rankings right now for undefeated fighters right now. Rankings. You're going to take Shavkat off this list at 18-0 with 18 finishes.
No.
I'm about to say.
If that's the criteria, but I'm saying like to me it's like also like
Based on fights. He's been in the UFC fighting top contenders.
Yeah, 100%. But who is it that's going to become champion? Like things like that, then I would probably throw Tatiana Suarez in there. Like if you go with undefeated fighters that are going to become champions, then the list would change for me a lot.
Henry, that's literally what we're doing.
No, if that's the case, then yeah, then maybe I will take off Shaka and put Tatiana in there.
Really? You think? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's already beat the champ. She's undefeated. She's been finishing girls. Like, yeah, not the most fond of her, not the most exciting style, but realistically, if you had to bet your money and put it somewhere,
yeah,
I would go to Tatiana Suarez.
Okay. Number 1, I'll stick with Ilya. Number 2, Usman. I'm not mad at that. I think Usman is good champion. Number 3, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at Hamzat. I think, but a lot of people, I feel like, and I kind of felt the shift is because of my fight, which I'm still kind of kicking myself that it wasn't 5 rounds, and that they didn't give me the fight when I asked for the fight. I would have liked to see that go longer, but I just think because of my fight, people are kind of downplaying his skills, whether he's good or not. That everyone's saying now, oh, he's not that good, but they're not. Like, I was champion, So I think he's kind of getting a little the short end of the stick here because everyone's going, oh, he's not that good anymore. He's not that good anymore. I still believe that he is a problem to deal with inside that octagon. And I know for that first round, I had my hands full. I'm not even going to lie about that. So I still would keep Hamzat in that top 3, top 5. I would like to, I agree with you, Henry, 100%. I do think we could probably move Umar up. I just think that he hasn't been on the biggest of cards, the fan-friendly cards, or to where people really get to see his fighting style, how he puts someone out cold. And then he hasn't had that moment on the mic to where everyone understands that he has arrived. Yeah. So I would throw him in that top 5. And of course, I would keep Shavkat in there. And I would put Tatiana right there in that 5-6 because, they could all be champions. So that's my top 5. So I agree, ESPN. I think this is a good list. And, as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, push all the buttons on YouTube that you can push to get these numbers, except for this button. I don't know. Is this button still on YouTube? I don't know. But push all the other buttons except that button. Okay? Make sure you subscribe. Pound for pound. Islam Makhachev. Myself, the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman.
Henry Cejudo, a.k.a. Triple C.
We are out.